claim your free AirPods today by clicking the first link in the description down below.
r/AskReddit. What is the weirdest thing you do when you're alone? Immediately say all the things I wanted to say to people during the day, but discretion stopped me. My cat knows I'm home. When she hears me scream, "You are so ducking stupid. How are you alive?" I imagine the cat having anxiety about how much you're going to scream today. Then eventually getting used to it. I imagine she waits for me to leave, then hisses angrily for 5-10 minutes. Have full-on conversations with my dog. I even answer back for in a silly voice. Basset hounds don't give a duck and swear like sailors. Basset hounds don't give a duck and swear like sailors. Well, hello there. Little pupper. Little pupper. How are you? All your plans have come a scupper. And there's little else to do. Oh, you want a little dinner? Little dinner. Do you, dear? For I see you're getting thinner. Getting thin around the rear. Would you like a little nibble? Little nibble on your plate? Or a pile of pupper kibble? To dispatch of in your crate? Could you crunch it? Little cruncher. Little cruncher. Tailor twitch? But replied my pupper muncher. Holy duck, just feed me. Itch. I see you've met my dog. I will purposefully switch out words to songs to make them funny. Oh. I'll sing to my dogs too. I change the words to popular songs to make them cat themed. My cats don't appreciate my art. I once did a whole parody of Part of Your World about my dog and the things he hides under my bed. He cried until I stopped. Yell random words. I occasionally get sudden, overwhelming urges to shout whatever word pops into my head. And if I happen to be alone, I will. Props for keeping your Tourette's under control. Is that actually? I put things in the juicer to see what happens. Gushers work weirdly well. Watermelon is meh. Don't juice a potato. I see a YouTube channel in your future. I would so watch this. But they must taste the juice if it's edible. Try to describe it. And rate it. XD. I talk mad hit to my dog in my best Samuel Jackson voice. The duck you looking at? You want me to let you outside? Kiss Maya's mother ducker. My dog does the happy tap dance by the door. It makes me feel like a badass. That's oddly adorable. All your dog is hearing are aggressive loving words and he couldn't care less. Tip tap tip tap tip tap. Create loads of scenes in my head imagining what my life would be like if it was actually good. I do this all the time. I have my whole life planned out for when I win the lotto. I don't buy the lotto. Sing. I love to sing. I just suckers at it, and the music I like is normally pretty ducked up lyrically. So I like to do it alone. I rap stuff I probably shouldn't be rapping. My roommate once caught me rapping to Cookie Thumper by Diane Wood. It was 11 PM on a Saturday night. I'm mixing a drink, and he walks in right at the "Yes Daddy. I'm a big girl now. Just little devil make your peen go wow." I'm a 29-year-old white dude and was doing my best impression of Yolanda's voice. Running up the stairs full on ninja style complimented with screams. Got busted doing it once. Was quite cringe. But we laughed it off. The mental image of a grown man running upstairs hands and feet and just screaming full blast has me in tears. Haha, yeah, not proud of it. But it's something I've just done for as long as I can remember. The worst part is that when I did get caught, it was my 8-year-old nephew. One time I pretended I had a talk show and I was sitting behind a desk with a mug of coffee talking to James Hetfield. "So James, when do you start to drink again? To make Metallica sound good again?" Somebody wasn't a fan of Street Anger. I see. Sometimes I try to fit my cat's entire head in my mouth. She doesn't mind. What the duck? Don't kink shame. I'm an adult with an adult job and an adult house and do adult things like taxes and budgeting and investing in my future and retirement. I also climb up the stairs on all fours like an animal and sit on the floor in front of my couch just because I feel like snacking instead of eating while I watch cartoons. Weirdest is probably sudden giggle fits I get from thinking of something funny. And it puts me in a jiggly mood. I'm sure if someone was watching they would think I was insane. Same with stairs. I also run or trot from room to room. I thought I was the only one. I'm an adult, damn it. Why do I get these urges? I hold my boob with my hand. I don't know why. I just find myself doing it unconsciously. Boobs are natural hand rests. They're like the perfect shape for it. I've mentioned this before, but when I'm bored or have some downtime, I like to Google restaurants and bars in other countries. I take a look at their menus and try to decide what I would get if I were there. It's kind of weird, but it's a fun way to kill some time, and who knows, maybe one day I'll get to actually visit some of those places. I do this too, usually when I'm bored at work or looking for a mental escape. It's helped me decide what to make for dinner before too. Sing proclamations of my actions or intentions. I'm home. Time for toast. I need to I say honey I'm home every time I come home. I don't have a wife or girlfriend. Plot twist. They're dating a man. Wank outside in my backyard. Like standing on the grass? How do you do it? I dictate to myself when I write. I find that I speak more naturally than I write. So I just write down whatever I'm saying. I'm the exact opposite. My mind's usually thinking so many things at once I can't figure out what I want to say. But when writing I can somewhat jot down my thoughts and make sense of it all. Kinda lol. Same. It's also why chat apps are a godsend to me. My mouth has no backspace. I sometimes go, oh shut the duck up to myself when I remember something embarrassing I did 5 years ago. Same. Or scream in agony because of the cringe. I regrew my beard recently, and as a result, I've fallen back into the worst private habit I ever developed. See, I've always been something of a stickler for grooming, and that makes my facial hair a source of nearly constant frustration. Whenever I'm alone, I wind up running my thumb across my jawline, feeling for anything that's even a millimeter out of place. If I discover a hair that's slightly too long, I immediately have to trim it, and of course, dealing with that one offender often means that I have to punish the ones around it too. I'll find myself making trips to my bathroom mirror maybe a dozen times a day, always with that Sisyphean intent of keeping my beard perfect. Of course, by the time that I'm satisfied, at least one hair will have grown a bit. TL, doctor, I trim, and I trim, and I trim, and I trim. Nobody. OCD. You gotta. I act out scenes from the movies. This sounds like fun. Not op, but I do it too. My go-to favorite is Aladdin. I do nothing. Fair enough. Walk around naked doing air guitar blasting music. Oh, I thought we all did that. Yay, true. NVM. When alone, I sing Gregorian chant for my own enjoyment and to maintain the technique and intonation required for stylistically correct chanting. I do the same thing when I'm driving to work in the morning. It wakes me up. If it's cold enough, I'll just pop my hands into my shirt and cup my boobs. Instant hand warmers. I pop my hands in my pants from the back, cup my hips and sit on them. This hit really works. Scream and jump around. Didn't know my upstairs neighbor is on Reddit too. r/Reddit or Sonic Up. Juggle toys. Is that hard? No pun intended. What's a pun? I have conversations with my Alexa. Mostly one-sided, as she never seems to have answers. Oh, but you know she's listening. As well as the team of 28 people in the NSA. Discuss various movies or books I've enjoyed recently with myself to see if I can work out any plot points that might have confused me before. It's worked surprisingly well. I'll give it a shot. Leave the TV on, even when I'm not watching it. The house is too quiet. I do this too, but on my phone, so it's like people are talking to me. Sobs. Make up fake scenarios in my head, then get real life hurt. AWH. Sorry about that. I try to move inanimate objects with my mind powers. One day it will work, and I'll probably have a heart attack from the shock. I try this every now and then. Still think it's possible. I just don't have the strength/stamina/willpower/patience. Or the universe just doesn't want to reveal this secret to me. Put loud music on. Cry if I listen to the song too hard, or go into some other world I've been creating since I was a child. Sort of like imaginary friends, but with a lot of history. I thought I'd grow out of it one day, but nope. Keeps me from feeling alone so often. I remember a thread about this, and it's actually more common than you'd think. One common thing with it was people who would do it before bed and sort of continue where they left off the previous night. I need to find this thread ASAP, because I do this too. I just lay down on my bed and think of the what ifs of my life most of the time, such as pretending to be a rock star that knows to play 3-instrumenter and my friend would be amazed of my talent. What if I'm in these insert cartoon universe, but with friends with insert character? I know it's cringy, but I would never write it as a fanfic. It's just a fun AU that could have happened in my life, since my parents refrain me from going out with my friends, since they don't want me to go to malls, swimmings and parks, since they are afraid that something might happen to me. Sorry to hear that you have overprotective parents. You can still learn 3 instruments and become a rock star. Overthink and say out loud things I said in the past to see how it sounded and judge myself for it. If you'd rather judge it for myself than judge myself for it, you won't feel bad about it. Sucked my own peen once. How does it feel? Is it more like being sucked or sucking? Not op. But other people who have done this have said it's much more like sucking a peen than having your peen sucked. I don't know why, but I always get naked. I do the opposite. I keep on my boots and old military type jacket sometimes if I'm home alone. Even though I'm just sitting around watching YouTube or playing video games. Wearing shoes when you're at home, particularly on your own, is some real serial killer behavior, if you ask me. I like to watch my balls move. Seriously. I know it's super weird, but a long time ago I learned that the testicles constantly expand and shrink, so whenever I get glorious alone time, I stare with utter amazement at myself moving love eggs. Can we see your balls move? Provide background narration to whatever I'm doing. Scratch my pubes. Oh, that always feels good. I try and pluck my ear hair with my fingers. Finally someone doing something productive. Sometimes I'll just pretend like I'm doing a vlog for people. I could be brushing my teeth and I'll be like, hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. I'm just brushing my teeth and so forth. Well, I'm not technically alone since I have my dog. But when the rest of my family members aren't home, I walk back and forth between the living room and dining room while talking to my dog. I tell my dog what I think about things, how I'm feeling, what my opinion is on a topic, etc. He or she probably loves it. Sometimes when I'm bored or don't feel like interacting with other people, I just lay wide-eyed on my bed looking at the ceiling. I don't even think. I'm perfectly content with going days without even speaking to others or just aloud. I'll even not eat or drink unless it's like 5 AM, just so I can avoid flatmates. I suppose that's pretty weird. You're basically practicing Vipassana meditation without knowing it. That's awesome. Even when I'm just alone in a room, I sometimes briefly act out a move in a fight scene. Yeah, I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z growing up, haha. Sometimes I pretend I'm Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat and form an ice ball to shoot. Act out conversations and answer like I wish I did. That and dance like a stripper while listening to some old school rap. SHHHH. Don't tell anyone. I practice throat singing. I can fairly reliably sing 3 notes at a time. But my range is well under an octave when adding an undertone, so I can't do much musically with it. My man,